Hey YouTubers, got another video review for you today. This one's from a company by the name of PlastiWeld. Let's give this thing a shot. You know, you've always got plastic stuff that breaks around the house all the time, so I thought, well, you know, can't really hurt that much. This thing's really cheap, so let's just get one. They're like 69 bucks or something like that, so I figured that it should last me a pretty good while. Just simply because it comes with quite a few staples, and I actually got some extra staples with it. So I'm gonna show you the tool, and I want to try it out here in just a few minutes. Now, I've not used it before. I have opened it up and looked at it. Like I said, I just got it in the mail a few hours ago, and I just wanted to you know, take a peek at it before I did the review on it. But I haven't even plugged it in. I haven't even tried it, none of that. So, you know, we're looking at this pretty much together. So, first things first, you've got the, I guess the heart of the whole operation, and this is the plastic welding gun. And, you know, feels like it's pretty well made. It don't seem flimsy at all. The little electrode holders down here, or staple holders, they don't seem flimsy. And I guess there's some sort of light right there. I guess when you squeeze the trigger, maybe it lights up or something. I'm not real sure. But anyways, it tells that it's 50 watts right there on the side of it. It uses 110 volts. And so they also sell some European models or whatever, so that runs on different voltage or whatever. So, and it comes with some little side cutters. Just some little cheapy side cutters. They are spring loaded. They look like they would be pretty decent, but you know, if you had to compare them, they're probably right there with something like a Harbor Freight or something like that. You know, nothing fancy. And then right here, you've got an assortment of the staples, and there's 50 of each kind. And to save some time on the video, I went ahead and pulled out a different staple from each pack so you could see what they look like. And this one here is shaped like a W, and I guess that would be for like a an inside or an outside angle or whatever, because the way that these little staples fit down into the gun is you take and you take the little sharp ends and you push it down into the little holes right there on the electrode, or I guess that's what they're called, the electrodes or whatever. And then once you get them pushed in, then it's kind of locked in place. I don't know if my camera's ever going to focus. There it goes. You can see that it's kind of locked in place right in there. So I guess whenever you mash the trigger, then it heats up, and then you can put it into plastic or whatever. But I'm going to pull that one out. And then you've got another one that's shaped like that right there. And then you've got like a flat piece, but it's got a little bit of a zigzag. Sorry, the camera's not focusing that well, but it's kind of like a zigzag piece, but for the most part it's flat. And then you've got another piece, and it's a real zigzag piece. It looks like a curvy road sign. This is just old country boy lingo. That's the best way I know to describe it. So they give you 4 different types, and you know, they're made out of stainless steel. They say they won't rust. Who knows? But you know, there's 50 in each variety. So anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this show and tell up and take this baby on outside. And I've got a little project or two that I want to get fixed, and so stay tuned. I'm gonna show you how to work this thing. All right, guys, well, I come outside, and I figured I would do a little testing right here on this trash can lid. Well, as you can see, there's a big crack in the lid that starts here. And you can see where I took a drill bit and drilled a hole in it back in the springtime to keep that thing from cracking any further and just ruining the whole lid. And then I drilled one on this end as well. And I thought, well, I've got a can of that old Flex Seal, and we'll just see how good that'll do. You know, you see all those commercials on TV, and truthfully, I didn't even have any faith in the stuff. And hell, I wouldn't have even bought it. Somebody gave me a can of it and said, hey man, you can have this. And I thought, okay, well, I'll use it on something. So it was just laying around, and I thought, let's try it out. So I sprayed it on both sides, and it looked like it was gonna seal it up. Nah, it was garbage. It just didn't ever seal, and it started just drying up and cracking, and I guess there was just too much flex in the lid for it to seal very good. So that's where we're at. So you can see my little holes done their job quite well. It didn't crack any further, so thankful for that. But as far as getting water down in the trash can, you know, it's still been doing that. So I drilled a little hole down in the front of the trash can, just a little tiny one, so it wouldn't fill up with water. Because boy, this thing got full one time, and I had a heck of a time trying to get all the water out of it. So anyways, so that's what this black residue is that Flex Seal. You can see here on the inside that I sprayed the inside as well, and so, you know, it's still sticking, but it didn't seal that crack up. But anyway, so we're gonna see if this PlastiWeld will do its job. And you know, it says it works on all the different plastics. So this stuff here is probably about, I'm guessing, about 1/8 of an inch thick. So, you know, it's pretty thick material. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the old PlastiWelder out. And I've already got a staple in there, and I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I put a staple in there, and then I wanted to squeeze the trigger and see if it heated up. But it does, and you can see it discolored the little staple and turned it, you know, like a purple color. And so you could definitely see it heating up. And so that was pretty neat. So now you can put the staples in there with your fingers, but you know, if the machine's hot, you know, it might be a little warm, so keep that in mind. So I just recommend using some like needle nose, or using those side cutters that they provide, just to slide those staples in there, so you don't accidentally burn yourself or whatever. So sorry it's so windy and you're getting a lot of noise, but it's just Tennessee for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze the trigger. Get her on nice and smoking hot, and as you can see, the light comes on whenever you're putting power to it. Wow. I'm pretty impressed. It burnt right through that plastic there like it was nothing once you got it heated up. Let me bring you guys in a little closer so you can see. You can see that it burnt down in there. It burned down in there pretty good. So now I'll go ahead and tell you, it's not going to fix the crack. I don't expect that, but it can at least bring some rigidity back so it don't flex on either side. And if I can get it you know, strong, then I can go back with a plastic welder. And yep, I've got a plastic welder video coming up, so you guys stay tuned, because it's going to be coming out here shortly. But I'm going to go back and fix all this with a plastic welder. But you know, I wanted to be able to provide some strength by putting these staples in there. So I'm going to add a few more, so just bear with me. Squeeze the trigger, let it heat up. It's already turning, whoa, it's red hot already. Man, it don't take it long to heat it up, I can tell you that much. And I can already tell it's made that top a lot more rigid. All right, same routine, just squeeze the trigger, let it get hot. I'm gonna wait for it to start getting red. Well, that one one didn't go in there very good. And then I got a little gun happy and I pushed it too far and it went all the way through. Hey, I've never used this before, so like I said, you guys are using it with me the same time I'm using it. But I do have to say, it's pretty fun. It's pretty neat seeing that staple get hot and heat up, and I'm gonna do it up close so you guys can see. I hope you can see that. It only takes a second for it to heat up. So now you can really see now that it's provided a lot more strength to that crack right in there. So I think it's probably actually going to work. Don't think that it would be a bad idea to take and put some of those staples coming in from the bottom side of the lid as well. I guess the crazy thing about this little tool is, first thing that pops in my mind is it reminds me of branding cattle in like a Western. Believe it or not, it's actually pretty fun. I know I'm kind of nerdy when it comes to tools, but it is pretty neat to see it heat up and I don't know if you guys seen that or not, but I pulled it out a little too quick. It was still hot. It just pulled the staple right out of there. The piece has more rigidness to it now. Like I said, I bet if I sprayed some of that Flex Seal in there, that it would probably seal it up, and it would probably work. And I know before, when I tried to lift the lid of the trash can, and you know, it's got some flex in it, so one piece would move one way and the other one would move the other, and it would just keep on making that crack larger. So now when you go to lift it, it lifts one piece. So that is, you know, it does work. I do have to say it does work, and it does work good. So, you know, I don't really know what more you could expect out of it. You know, it does what it says that it will do. So, all right, now I'm going to show you guys up close. I was going to show you on the back side, but I decided to give you guys a close-up where you could see the front here, and you can see it burns right through that plastic really easy. You know, it just leaves those little pegs sticking up that you'll have to go back and cut off. But you know, that's a pretty good gap right in there. It closed that gap up and made it really sturdy. So like I said, I've got 10 staples in here. Looks like it's gonna hold. Now I'm gonna open the lid, show you the back side, and I'm sorry I've got that Flex Seal gooped up on there, but you can see that right here I pushed through a little bit, and you know, didn't mean to, but I pushed a little too hard and it got too hot and come on through. You know, there is, you know, you have to get used to knowing how much you can push through there. So that there is a little bit of a learning curve as far as the feel to it. But I think, you know, after, you know, just a few more, I was able to get it exactly right where I didn't push through. So, you know, that's to be expected. And like I said, I'm going to go through here with a plastic welder and fill this in. So make sure you watch that video. And, you know, it's going to be a really good plastic welder. It's not going to be, you know, a cheapie. I'm going to use one of those Polyvance brand ones. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple more staples here on the back side, and then I'm going to come back and show you after I'm done. I just got through putting some staples here on the underside of the lid, and let me pull you up close. You can see it burns through the plastic with ease. It really does. And you know, if you're wondering if the tool gets hot while you're using it, I've noticed that it gets just a little warm, but as far as getting too hot to be able to hold it or feeling dangerous or anything like that, mine didn't. So, you know, feel like it's a pretty legitimate tool. So all that's left now is just to take a pair of these side cutters that they give you and just cut the little tabs off. I'm right-handed, so it'll be a little bit easier for me to cut my right hand, and I don't know where that landed in the yard, but probably get a flat tire or something. You can see I've cut several off right in here. There's like 4 right there that I just cut. And I guess my only complaint with this little kit is these little pliers. I mean, hell, they're just little cheapies, but you know, if I was going to be cutting a bunch of these, like, you know, what I've just did here on the front and the back, then I would probably just want to get another set of pliers with a longer handle, so you don't have to squeeze them so hard. You wouldn't think that it'd be very hard to cut into a piece of steel like that, but it's stainless steel, and I know stainless steel is hard and brittle, so you know, it is kind of, you know, difficult to cut through them, but with just a small set of side cutters. So, you know, if you've got a bigger set of cutters, then that would probably be the best. Now, as far as the lid and stuff, I haven't seen any signs of it coming loose. You know, I was concerned at first that maybe after, you know, you pull the tool out, that maybe this little staple could wiggle loose, but that's not the case at all. It seems like they're embedded in there and surrounded by plastic that, you know, it don't seem like it's going to come apart. So it feels just as sturdy as a new lid on there. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, it is, I guarantee it's probably every bit as strong as the original lid, you know, when it was, before it was cracked. You can see right here from the top as well, I'm pushing down on it, and yeah, I can flex the lid, you know, because the plastic, you know, is flexible, but it's not flexing from side to side. You know, that crack is still, you know, maintaining its strength, you know, where it's been stapled. So, you know, I think by the time you went back with some Flex Seal, I think now that it would actually seal that crack up, and it would probably make it waterproof again, where water couldn't get down here into it. Also, like I said, I'm going to go back with a plastic welder, touch up this crack, and so I just wanted to add some reinforcement to it just to see how it would work before I plastic welded it. But I believe once I plastic weld it, you probably won't even be able to tell very much that it's even had anything done to it, just because this thing works so good. To be honest with you, didn't really know what to expect. Didn't know if it was going to be just some cheap Chinese garbage that you know, would only last just a couple of times, or didn't know if it would work at all. But you know, pretty surprised in it. I think the tools probably have pretty good quality. I can't say for long term, but you know, you've seen the results here today. think for $69 it could come in really handy around the house. Now the one thing that I will say is you know, you only get 50 of the staples of each kind. So, you know, I think I used about 18 staples on this lid, so on almost half my staples on that one pack. So, you know, you might consider while they're go ahead and sending this thing to you, you might get some extra staples. Now I've got one little last project to use this PlastiWelder on, and that's my steering wheel on my lawnmower. I had the little cap that fit on here, and I guess when I was mowing wasn't paying a bit of attention, and I was going down through there and the cap must have popped off, and I turned it a little bit too much, and it put a little too much pressure on it, and it cracked the steering wheel right in there, and then right here on the front it cracked it as well. So I was like, oh shit. But that's the way it goes. You win some, you lose some. So I'm gonna try to PlastiWeld this thing and make it as strong as I can, and then I'm gonna go back and touch it up with the plastic welder. So stay tuned. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, I've got the steering wheel right there, and you can see that it's got a nice good crack in it. So I'm gonna try to get this on camera the best that I can. So what I'm gonna do is try to, I guess, use the tool upside down because it's in an odd location. So I'm just going to heat this up, get it all nice and hot. You can see that baby's glowing too. And I wanted to put it in there as hot as I could because that's a pretty thick piece of plastic right in there, and you can see that it bonded it. So now I've got a few other little cracks. There's one right in here. Actually, the steering wheel's just about to break off this thing. There's another one right there on the top. So just bear with me. As you can see, same thing on this side. I'm going to try to push the steering wheel back up on it. And push it in there all the way as far as it'll go. I'm going to try to get as much bite on it as I can. Like I said, that plastic in there is pretty thick. I'm not sure how hard a steering wheel is to replace. I'm sure it's not very hard, but you know, you'd have to find the exact one. Then you'd have to, I don't know if it would come with a cap, and then you'd have to replace it. You know, it's just a big headache. You know, if you can just fix it yourself right here, right now, and not have to order parts or worry with it any further, then, you know, that's where this product's going to come in really handy. I know a lot of people use this product to repair bumpers and things like that. And if you wanted to, you could even probably go up from underneath where it's cracked as well and fix it that way. But there's a couple little cracks here on the side, so I'm going to try to fix those. Well, I got everything all welded up and stapled up, and it might look like a pinhead out of that Hellraiser movie, but believe it or not, it's really strong. I'm surprised that just how strong that it is. And I can take and pull on the wheel, you know, and you know, it moves the tires. You can see I'm putting some force into it and jerking it, and it's not pulling them pins out. So, you know, only time will tell how many rounds this thing can make around the yard. But you know, it doesn't feel like anything's loose or flimsy or any of that. And I guess by the time I go back and, you know, plastic weld over top of them with a real plastic welder, then it should be just as strong as a brand new one. So anyways, you know, I think you know, if you're gonna make some some repairs to plastic, that this is definitely a have to have tool to go in your collection, because you can see that just here in the last, I don't know, 30 minutes, I've replaced the steering wheel on my lawnmower. You know, that probably would have cost me at least 50, 60 bucks probably, and then the time to do it with, and then replace the stupid lid on the trash can. So, you know, just little dumb projects around the house that, you know, it's just easier just to try to fix it than to have to buy another one, because I know a trash can like this will run you over $100. So now don't have to worry about it. Got 2 projects knocked off the list. And you know, if you think about all the stuff that's made from plastic these days, then you know, this little tool just makes sense. And I'm not trying to sell you on it, because Lord knows I sure as hell don't make a penny from the sale of any of this stuff. So you know, I just think it's cool to review these products for you guys, and you know, I'll give you a straight up honest answer about stuff. So as far as the plastic welding gun, you know, I give it 2 thumbs up. I think it's a great product, and I think that it's definitely going to come in handy around your house. Please subscribe, like my video, leave me some comments down below if there's a product that you'd like to see me do a review on, and just put it down there below. If you like the video, let me know. If you think this is, you know, pretty cool tool, let me know. If you think this is garbage, let me know. I'll shoot the crap with all of you. I like talking to you. And anyways, y'all have a good day.